Yes, here's Val. Okay, Dean Val, the United Nations Universal. It's Nations United Universal University. So go ahead, Val. You can narrate this and start off by saying hello and make up something that sounds good for everybody. And let's see who wants to share. Go ahead. Go ahead, Val.
Okay, good morning, everybody, or good evening. Yeah, this is the sharing and question Skype we have every other week to report. Yes, this is Dean Val I'm in Northern California right now. And with the help of some other students, I was able to get a master's. I guess I'm officially now have a master's in history from Grand Canyon University. So I really am like an educator according to the system. And we've got some buildings lined up possibly for the university as well as the solar research vessel. So things are lining up. Things are going to be happening with that part, the Nations United Universal University. Tim, how are you doing there in Oregon? How are things? We were just talking about Alaska. We were sharing with a few people that might come down to visit or to live down where we're at here. And we were talking about Alaska and all the adventures we had. Any gold that you found lately or anything like that? Silver?
Anyway, oh no.
Aliens hiding in the mines?
I've just been growing a garden. The summer weather's setting in. It's pretty nice here in Southwest Oregon, about in the 80s. Not too hot, not too cold. We've got some of that smoke came across the Pacific from Russia, has a bunch of fires going on. So there's some high haze in the air, but otherwise it's been pretty nice. This year's kind of a bumper crop for the fruits and the vegetation. I guess they got what they liked enough in the spring rains that we did get, even though they say it's a drought for quite a bit of the area. Trying to find homes for about 6 kittens that I have left. So they grow fast.
Any word of the passport coming through?
No, haven't heard a word. Just been waiting to see when I don't even know what they have to do to give you a passport. I don't know what they take so much time to do. Something, I guess. Whether they let you have one or not, I don't know.
Yeah, I had mine expedited in San Francisco when I needed it quickly. So that was $160, and I had to go down there and wait in line for about 4 hours and so, and then we got it the same day. And otherwise,
yeah, they don't do that anymore.
Oh, they don't? Okay.
Nope, they've cut that out. Their excuse is the coronavirus or whatever they call it. Yeah, there's no expediting your passports. You just have to wait until they get around to you.
Well, if you have an old one, that works too. You can get across back and forth with an old one. Doesn't have to be updated.
Yeah, I've never had one.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, this is the time of the year in Alaska that they're real busy with the long daylight, and they get a lot accomplished up there during their short season of having all the light.
Yeah, Dwayne had me watch Alone. It's a Netflix series. I watched like one or two episodes, and it's an interesting. They drop people off in remote areas of the world, like Alaska, or the one I watched was like 100 miles south of the Arctic. 10 people with 10 items they can bring, and then they can. The one who survives gets $500,000. If you're
hopefully
up for
they
an
drop
adventure.
them off in the summer up there.
What I saw was 2 weeks before the snow supposedly set in. So they had to build a shelter and get ready and get their food ready and basically shelter, so they can hunker down there.
Yeah, that'd be quite a experience to see what you could do to survive. I guess you wouldn't really have a problem if it was an emergency on those kind of shows, but I guess they know where you are.
These are experienced survivalists and outdoor people, and even at that, one little thing can take you out. One guy broke his ankle or knee or something, and another guy got gastrointestinal issues from eating a muskrat. He just couldn't handle it. It was just, the different diet, once you're off the processed food and you're eating stuff out in nature, your body isn't used to it. So he had to get, they have an emergency phone, so they can call for help and take them out. So it's just interesting how one little thing can take you out, even if you're experienced, and you have to be really alert and pay attention. And if I was, the Indians, they were hunters, they were used to environment and all that. If I was me, I would try to do it without killing animals if I could. I know it's a protein thing, you get tired of eating leaves and leaves and berries. Sometimes you need protein, but I imagine if anything's possible, you could survive, without killing and harming the creatures too. That's an interesting view. Being out in nature and being real with that, and having that kind of position.
Yeah, sure. It makes me wonder what they think about, if it's just all they think about is how to survive, or if they're thinking about other things too, about life, and then whatever they see in their experiences all alone, I guess you'd call it.
Well, one guy was dreaming. He was having a lot of dreams about moose. What's going on around him in the environment. And but in a way, without the systems and the agencies and the influence from the controllers, you got a whole different viewpoint to work from. And that's, Rebazar and living out in the hut out in the Himalayas, and it's a whole new viewpoint. And if you don't need this anymore, then, it's closer to real. You're dealing with more real things rather than people's ideas and creations that are not necessary. So it's an interesting viewpoint.
Isn't that why Rebazar is alone, away from people, because of the influences or the disturbances of all the stuff that people are still thinking and doing in life? It would be, I don't know whether you call it irritating or what, for him to be around the vast majority of people.
Yeah, you see how it is. It could be definitely irritating. But, if you're through with those kind of experiences, and you can position yourself to where, you are with nature, and just be out there and do what you have to do out there, like he does.
It's interesting what Eric posted something about the one of the African presidents or something had that Rockefeller paper with his plans or guidance about this coronavirus, and how the plan is to keep it going, and all that stuff, to how it's affecting people on Earth. It seems like it's just going to make people aware that they're being so controlled that you'd think that the people would be craving some real freedom instead of getting more controlled. You think it'd be getting through to them how controlling these authoritarians are being.
Yeah, it's indoctrination. You get so used to being a certain way that you don't see your way out of it, and you just get to this point where you just want your life to be the way it is, and then your comfort level and then you don't, it's just so long as, well, somebody else is going to take care of it. You have your life. And a lot of people are just like that. They don't care, but we care. We want to help. We want to assist people, and we want to have the adventure and move on and do more things. And so there's some of us that do care, and then we're doing something about it.
Oh, I saw you in the video in the car. It looked like you had a roll of pipe. I was wondering if you found a place where there's water out there in the hills to be planting the trees and stuff.
Yeah, we're tapping into a well that's nearby. It's got a leak in the pipe, so every time they turn on the pump, there's runoff. So we're catching the runoff and bringing it over to the orchard. And we got a pond for the ducks that we fill up with the runoff, and so we're utilizing that water that's otherwise wasted. It's neat living in Mexico where you're just more primitive and it's more pioneering and Wild West, where you can really develop a community. And that's what we'd like to do with the farmers and all. Get something going like that where people are supporting each other and they don't need the big government and the controllers to call the shots. We can do our own whatever it takes to survive and support each other, and then move on to more if they want to more adventures. But the pipe, the water, very important water. And if you know about primary water, they're just trying to just create a scarcity, but there's water underneath the earth, more water than there is on top of the earth. And it's just a matter of getting to it and utilizing it. It's a renewable resource. It's just one of the things that they're using to control people by controlling the resources.
Where are the farmers getting the water down there?
Well, locally they're getting it from the well that they haven't delivered, or else they drill their own well. There's another ranch that has a big rig that they're drilling for their own well, apparently. But ours is 180 feet deep, the one we use for our house to get it. We have it delivered. But eventually we'll get our own water. The primary water, we'll work something out. But it's supposedly the best water within 100 miles, when we get it from this particular well. There's no irrigation, piping and stuff. You do your own. So people they deliver it in 4,000, 5,000 liter trucks, and they put it in PS, these sunken tanks, cement tanks, and that's where you store it, and then you pump it in your house. That's a lot of people do it that way.
Have you been in touch with, is it PAL here in Central Point, Oregon, that has that information about getting primary water?
Yeah, I've tried to contact him I tried to call him, left a message, Facebook Messenger. He doesn't reply, but I do see him posting on Facebook sometimes. He does some likes, and so I know he's watching, so I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on, but once we we are ready, then I'll make a concerted effort to contact him, or you can. You're close to him. He's in Wairika there, south of you. So yeah, he's got a lot of experience with drilling for primary water all over the world, including Baja and Kenya and other places in the world, California and so on. So it's, at one point he said, or he knew somebody that said he could supply California water needs by drilling in particular areas, along the state. I'm not sure how many wells they'd need, but they could supply the whole of California at one point. Somebody had planned it out when they were doing the California aqueduct. Before that, this guy offered them the opportunity to do that, but no, they took the route of the aqueduct and controlling the water and all that. So bringing it down from the Sierras and the Delta. See, anything's possible here, but the possibilities are limited with the way the system's set up and the way they want to control people. So part of what we do is just to educate people and help them see that there's more options. We're not here to control people or try and change their minds. It's just give them options, that there's more here, starting with the natural environment, but then even more, they want to go on to see more with the multi-dimensional facet of creation and then into the real universes.